Hari Om. All of us will be meeting on the 5th April for Namotsava. Why is it named as Namotsava, not Nama chanting? Namotsava is meant to help us move toward the aware of the Nami, whose name we are chanting, the divine presence within. That will slowly help us in realizing the Nami behind everything. First, we have to realize him within. Even after years, we have found from our experience that individual and collective chanting, for many of us, this awareness still seems to be a distant reality. With this in view, 11 key points have been selected for the proposed Namotsava and expressed through simple, relatable example drawn from daily life. We have found that one-time hearing may not be sufficient. A short audio, therefore, will also be shared. In this, each point, along with this example, will be presented or played briefly and clearly. Participants are requested to go through this as many times as possible. We have before us nearly 15 to 20 days. As many times as possible. After all, it will not take more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's all. That's the homework. So that during the Namotsava period, it will definitely help us to get aligned with the theme. One time hearing, we may forget. Because during the next 15-20 days, suppose you all try to go through it again and again and again, and at the time of this, when the session starts, when this is played, the knowledge will become one with the practice. When we go for driving, the driving school, they teach us one by one how to handle a what is that?
Steering wheel.
Huh?
Steering.
Clutches, brake, accelerator, gear, no? And indications. You are going this way, that way, indicators. Everything. It's all a knowledge then. You may find it is all very difficult. So many we have to do that. Driving is going on. To you it's a knowledge. But as you keep on practicing it, one day the knowledge becomes one with you. Then you are not even aware of any other thing. It becomes a part of you. Similarly, the knowledge that now Papa gives us through examples, then when we keep on doing the manana again and again and again and again, it will be slowly transformed from the level of knowledge to the reality within us. So these will be played before the chanting session begins, and again after 15 minutes break, so that this repeated listening would gently remind the theme, namely the awareness of the Nami. Now this very brief exam. The detailed one is also sent to you. This is a very brief one. Caption: God silently dwells within us. Vehicle needs fuel. Words need. Musk deer, this thing, awaken the divine consciousness within. Musk deer seeks its own fragrance. Rice appears in many forms. Fragrance and rice stand for the Nami, already present within, though sought outside. Musk deer, it searches for the fragrance, whereas actually it is there in the navel itself. Finally, when it gets tired, it realizes. When we have in our breakfast idli, dosa, poha, something like that, we hardly realize that it is the rice in different forms. Rice in different forms. We are carried away by the external forms. But the underlying principle, similarly, fragrance and rice stand for the Nami who is within, already present within us, though sought outside. We move to the next one. He is the origin and sustainer. Words arise from alphabets, music from notes and silence. Alphabets and silence stand for the Nami, the source from which all arises. Without the alphabets, no word can be formed. Innocent. But do we recognize them? No. When we use the word, when we hear the word, we are carried away by what it conveys. But without alphabet, no word can come. Similarly, silence behind. Music, everywhere there is a space behind silence. We hardly notice notes, especially those who are handling the computer language. When they go through this, they will find the space very clearly, conspicuously. Normally, you and I will not be able to see that. But it is the space that matters. So, alphabets and silence stand for the Nami, the source from which all arises. We move to the next. The master holds a master plan, perfect plan for all of us. Actors depend upon the director. Sailors trust the navigator. Director and navigator stand for the Nami, guiding all from behind the scenes. You all know that when we go for a movie, who is dominating our mind? Only the actors. But it is the director who is the heart and soul of a film. Right from the start up to the finish, he has to do everything, including the assignments and role of the actors. So he is the key person. We are not aware of him. Excepting that it will be announced who is the director, that's all. But when nobody talks about director, only talks about the actor. Similarly, when we are traveling by boat or ship, there may be so many turbulent situations. We are sitting, and as passengers we are sitting and whiling away our time. But the navigator, he is the one who takes us across every challenge. Silently. We don't recognize. We have paid the money, that's all. But it is the navigator who is behind it. So, director and navigator stand for the Nami, guiding all from behind the scenes. We move to the next. Space is ever present. Shadow follows in light. He is always with us, caption. He is always with us. Space is ever present. Shadow follows the light. Space and light stand for the Nami, ever present regardless of our awareness. The space is always present, Whether we build a house or whether we don't build a house. Whether we build a house or demolish, space that remains untouched, unaffected, unruffled. But we don't notice this. Similarly, wherever there is light and when we go, shadow follows the light. It is not separate. Space and light stand for the Nami, ever present regardless of our awareness. Then we move to the next. He within us does everything. Appliances run on electricity. Heartbeat sustains life. Electricity and heartbeat stand for the Nami, the inner force behind all functions. So many appliances we have, at home. Grinding machine, heater, refrigerator, so many, powdering machine, now even cooking machine, induction, heater. So like that, kettle, everything comes to only because when it's connected to the electricity. Similarly, I can do so many things. I can talk, I can walk, I can do so many manual work, intellectual work, mental, so many capacities come out, but all because of the silent heartbeat. If it stops, we have heard, suddenly somebody was talking, he collapsed. Massive heart attack, finished. So heartbeat. So electricity and heartbeat stand for the Nami, the inner force behind all functions. When we move to the next, nothing is ours, all is his. A library book is not ours. A hotel room is not owned by us. We get a book from the library. We can read it. We can eke out the maximum benefit out of it. Note down, but never can own. You have to return back, Similarly, we go to a hotel, stay for a couple of days to do our work there. Somebody rings up, where are you staying? I'm in Hotel Ridge. My room number is 27. You will say, my room. Actually, you know, even while telling my room, that it is not your room. You just occupy. And it meets with your requirement. So, book and room stand for borrowed possessions, reminding us everything belongs to the Nami. Then we move to the next. Live in harmony with his remembrance. Breathing supports all actions. Nature nourishes every seed. Breath and nature stand for the Nami, sustaining all, guiding right, sustaining all and guiding right living. All our actions like the heartbeat, breathing also. If the breathing stops, finished. An individual and therefore anything connected to that individual comes to a stop when the breathing stops, like heartbeat. And similarly, nature nourishes every seed. The seed cannot by itself sprout. So many things are necessary, like water, sunshine, air, so many things. Then only it will, otherwise it will not. So breath and nature stand for the Nami, sustaining all and guiding right living. Remove the veil to see him, the curtain to see him. Fog hides the vision, dust blurs clarity. In a hilly place, during the winter season especially, thick fog will be there. You will not be able to see the road. And if you drive it, risk. We had done that. 5-cell torch, we used to keep it outside because this headlight cannot penetrate. Then the department insisted that we should have a fog light. It has got that penetrating capacity. Even then it is difficult. So fog hides vision. Dust blurs clarity. In this, suppose there are so many dusts, I will not be able to see it at all. Fog and dust stand for ignorance that hides the Nami from our awareness. Then we move to the next. Nothing is insignificant. Small parts sustain a machine. Simple letters create meaning. Even an ordinary washer or a gasket, rubber washer or a screw, that can stop the machine to function. Because it matters. Similarly, simple letters, putting it all together, it creates a meaning, pleasant or unpleasant. COMEIN, nice to hear. GETOUT, simple, innocent words. But nothing is insignificant. Parts and letters stand for the Nami's presence, even in the smallest aspects. Each of us reveals him uniquely. No two creations are alike. Each ingredient adds uniquely. For anything and everything, variety is needed. And all these varieties are put together, whether it is for cooking, whether it is for writing a letter or presentation. Just imagine. The idea should be there. Mastery over the language should be there. The capacity to give thrust, modulation, it matters. So many. All these put together, it becomes a wonderful presentation. Similarly, so many ingredients are there in different proportions. Each one is unique in taste. But all these put together, it becomes a tasty dish. So variety stands for the Nami, expressing in diverse and unique ways. And lastly, he is everywhere, limit him not. Salt pervades water, gravity acts everywhere. Salt and gravity stand for the Nami, all-pervading, not confined. The moment we put the salt in the water, immediately it spreads everywhere. You cannot distinguish now where salt is not. Salt is everywhere. Similarly, gravity, whether we are inside the room or open the ground. If we lose the center of gravity, we will fall. So salt and gravity stand for the Nami, all-pervading, not confined. So kindly, as we said, kindly go through this again and again and again. This is an attempt. Don't think that this is the final. You may find something more acceptable. You can bring it that also. Not necessarily that you should confine yourself. The last one says don't confine. No. When we have got the idea, we can try to understand the Nami in as many ways as possible. So to begin with, to start, we need something. That is how these 7 were selected. Don't limit it. At the same time, kindly go through it again and again and again and try to see the Nami so that while Nama chanting is going on, we are always reminded Nami stands for this, Nami stands for this, Nami stands for this. So ultimately our idea is to get stabilized in the Nami. This knowledge should become one with the Nami, me, where the Nami is inside. So that I don't feel it as separate. I won't quote it as an example. It becomes one with me. This is the idea behind all these efforts. Kindly go through it. Kindly do the pondering, manana, and eke out the maximum benefit from this wonderful opportunity given to us by Papa through Namotsava. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram.